Okay, so next up we have select an account list and remove an account from the list. Users should be able to select the account to remove using the website username. So we're going to actually just list the accounts and have the user select which one that they want to remove. So let's go ahead and add an option to the menu first. All right, so we have delete an instructor list. So after that, let's use R for remove an instructor from a list. So R will be that. And then we're going to add that as an option here. And then elif choice is R, self.remove instructor from list. Okay, so first, let's have them pick a list. And then, so this is like adding a new instructor to a list, except we're going to be removing it from a list. So we'll start with the same code. So this code lets them select a list from course lists. And then if they skip, that's okay. Then we find the list that matches the name they selected. And then instead of calling make or find instructor, we want to, let's just find instructor. And then instructor is not none. So if they skip or abort or if they skip, then we're going to get none here. So if it's not none and instructor in li, then we want to, or il rather, then we want to il remove instructor. So let's go ahead and add a remove command to instructor list. So remove instructor is just going to call self.under_instructors.remove and then pass in the instructor. Okay, so now we need find instructor. And then, let's see, so find instructor, do that as a static method. And actually, to find the instructor, we want to pass in the list, the instructor list. Because we're going to use select item for that. So item, instructor name is going to be equal to select item, and we'll use the default prompt. Items is going to be a list comprehension plus skip as a choice. And then the list comprehension will be, let's see, I want the last name, comma, first name, or first name space last name. Let's use first name space last name. So, so let's make a string which has item dot get first name space item dot get last name for item in IL. So this is going to use the iterator to loop through each instructor in the instructor list, and it's going to add their first name and last name to the resulting list, which is going to be our list of items. And then if they chose skip, if instructor name is skip, then we're going to return null, none. Otherwise, let's go ahead and loop through the instructors for the list, find the one whose name matches, and then return that. So for instructor in IL, if instructor name equals the formatted string, this thing, then return item. And actually should be instructor here. Yeah. Okay, so that's either going to return an instructor, or if we get all the way to the end and we haven't matched it, that should not be possible because it's not skip. So there should be no way that we can get here, but just in case, we'll return none anyhow. Okay, so that's going to return the instructor list, and then this is going to remove the instructor from the list if instructor is not none. So let's go ahead and try it. So let's list the lists, and then let's go ahead and print CIS 120. So print CIS 120. So there are the instructors for that course. Now let's remove an instructor from the list. And then this is not what we wanted. So this is going through the lists. Oh, no, it is what we want. We want to select a list to remove the instructor from. So CIS 120. And then here are the instructors in CIS 120. Please select an item from the list. Which do you want? Let's remove IRA herbs. And then let's print CIS 120. And IRA herbs is no longer there. So that's good. So now let's try canceling out of it. So let's remove an instructor from the list, and then I'll skip. So I'm back to the top. Remove an instructor from the list, CIS 120, and then I'll skip here, and it skips. So let's P CIS 120. Good. And then let's remove another one from CIS 120. Let's do Jeff Reed. Now, I'm not actually handling case. Oh, I am, because I'm using select item. So that should work. Print CIS 120. And good. So Jeff is out of the list. All right. So that one seems to work. So we selected account list, remove an account from the list. Then select an account by website and name and update the password for that account. So I'm just going to provide the ability to change the middle initial. And then your instruction was to also add the date and time that the thing last changed. But you just add another property for that, and then set the value of that property to be the current date and time every time you update that value. So to select an account by website and name, I'm going to select it by first name and last name like I just did here. And then let them change the middle initial. So we're going to call that updating an instructor. So print will do you to update an instructor's middle initial. Not maybe not a problem anybody has but me, but it will solve a problem that I have. So we're going to have a U command, and then if we get here, choice equals U, and I could expand this to allow me to update more things later on. So I'm just going to call it update instructor. And then to update the instructor, I'm going to use, basically I'm going to select an item from the all instructors list. So let's go ahead and static method, and then this find instructor, we want to do that on all instructors. So update instructor, we're gonna have instructor is find instructor, actually find instructor, and then all instructors. And then if instructor is not none, then we want to get the new middle initial. And then that's going to be the same input string as we used to create a new instructor. So right here, and I'm mainly copying it because I want to make sure the test is the same. So we'll do that. And then we need to have a setter for middle initial. Set middle initial to middle initial. And that's it. So instructor will have a setter. And that's going to set self dot under middle initial to middle initial. All right, so let's go ahead and try that one. Okay, so let's go ahead and start by printing CIS 121. So everybody's middle initial is A. Actually, let's do print CIS 133Y. Okay, so my middle initial actually is I. Let's go ahead and change my middle initial to X just for test purposes. So we're going to update an instructor's middle initial, and then we're going to select an instructor from this list. So Mark Goodman. And then what is the middle instructor's middle initial? Let's say it's X. And then we're going to print CIS 133Y. And here I am, and my middle initial's been changed. And then let's try doing the same thing, except this time I'm going to type skip. And it just returns. So let's change my middle initial back. to I. And then let's print all instructors. And here I am with my middle initial.